Listen to me. Wake up and smell the coffee, because we need to have a serious, unfiltered, face-to-face talk about your future. Every single year, major financial institutions, from Bankrate to the Nationwide Retirement Institute, go out and survey thousands of people who have already crossed the finish line. People who are living in the reality that you are either currently occupying or about to step into. And let me tell you, the statistics that come back are not just numbers on a page. They are a loud, ringing alarm bell. Do you know that nearly 3/4 of retirees admit they have major regrets about how they planned for this phase of their lives? 74%. That means the vast majority of people look back and say, I got it wrong. I blew it, and now I am paying the price. Why does this happen? It happens because of fear. It happens because we bury our heads in the sand, hoping everything will magically work out. We are afraid of looking at the real numbers. We are afraid of making changes because change is uncomfortable. The absolute number one regret, the monster under the bed that tops every single survey by a landslide, is not saving enough money and, more specifically, waiting far too long to get serious about it. I hear it all the time, Susie, I'll start saving next year. Susie, the kids need to go to college. Susie, inflation is too high right now, I'll wait until things calm down. Stop making excuses. The survey data shows that nearly 80% of retirees wish they had saved more consistently, and half admit they waited until the final hour to care. Let's look at the cold, hard truth of what happens when you wait. If you are 40 years old and you start saving $1,000 a month, assuming a standard 7% return, you are looking at around $750,000 by the time you hit age 65. But if you play the waiting game, if you say, I'll do it later, and you don't touch a thing until you are 50, do you know how much you have to save every single month just to end up with that exact same amount of money? Over $2,500 a month. That is the brutal, unforgiving math of delayed action. You lose the single most powerful tool in wealth building, time. When you do not save enough, you enter your golden years under a cloud of constant, suffocating financial anxiety. Free time loses all of its joy when every single trip to the grocery store gives you a panic attack because prices are climbing and your nest egg is shrinking. The problem is a total lack of a realistic retirement budget. People assume their expenses will miraculously drop by 30% the day they stop working. It is a fantasy. In reality, the first few years of retirement can actually be more expensive because suddenly you have 40 or 50 extra hours of free time every single week to fill, and filling time costs money. So what is the actionable takeaway here? If you are already retired or right on the doorstep, and your savings are not where they need to be, you must act immediately. You do not have the luxury of waiting. First, look at your retirement portfolio and make sure you are not paying outrageous assets under management fees. A seemingly small 1% annual fee to an advisor can quietly drain hundreds of thousands of dollars from your accounts over a 30-year retirement. If you have a $1 million portfolio and you are blindly paying 1% year after year, that is $300,000 leaving your pocket. Look into flat fee or hourly professionals instead. Second, if you are still working part-time or have any earned income, maximize your catch-up contributions. Stop spending on things you do not need to impress people you do not even like. Protect your cash. That brings us to the second massive regret, claiming Social Security benefits way too early. Oh, this one makes me crazy because it is so entirely preventable. The median age for claiming Social Security right now is 63, with nearly 30% of people jumping to claim it the absolute second they turn 62. Why do they do this? Fear. Pure, unadulterated fear. People think, the system is going bankrupt, I better grab my money while I can, or I worked hard, I want my check now. Let me tell you what that fear is costing you. When you claim at 62 instead of waiting for your full retirement age, you are permanently slashing your monthly benefit by up to 30%. For the rest of your life. On the flip side, for every single year you delay claiming past your full retirement age up until age 70, your benefit increases by a guaranteed 8% per year. That means if you wait until age 70, your monthly check could be roughly 76% higher than if you grabbed it at 62. Think about the longevity risk. We are living longer than ever before. If you survive into your late 80s or 90s, that Social Security check is going to be the bedrock of your financial survival. It is an inflation-protected, government-guaranteed stream of income. The actionable takeaway here is all about managing your transition. Retirement is not an all-or-nothing switch that you just flip one day. If you are approaching retirement, consider extending your optionality. Talk to your employer about shifting into a part-time role, consulting, or working flexible hours. This does two incredible things. It keeps your mind engaged and keeps you social, while allowing you to leave your principal savings untouched for a few more years, letting it compound even further. If you are already retired and terrified to spend, create a separate fund budget that is completely isolated from your essential living expenses. Give yourself permission to use your money for its intended purpose. Look at these 5 regrets. Not saving enough, claiming Social Security too early, carrying heavy debt, ignoring healthcare costs, and missing the balance on timing. These are the traps. But you know about them now. The survey has spoken, the data is clear, and the choice is entirely yours. Stop operating out of fear and start operating out of power. Take control of your money, take control of your choices, and build a retirement that you will look back on with absolute pride, security, and zero regrets. You can do this.